Hi everyone. Today's video has 3 points and you're going to want to stick around because the third point is a secret as to exactly the number one thing you can do to save yourself hundreds of hours when it comes to self-publishing your book. And that's one of the reasons why in today's video, we're going to discuss KDSpy Changes Everything, so much more than manual searching. By the end of this video, you're going to know what is the most important step that you should be taking when it comes to self-publishing. You're going to have the tools necessary to save yourself these hundreds of hours, and you're going to feel great knowing that you are best using the resources that you have at your fingertips in order to bring about best-selling books. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. So the thing is after having run piles and piles of ads, in all 120 million ads have been shown on Amazon for the books that I have on there, there's a couple of things that start to become obvious, and one of them, it's the importance of keywords, finding the right keywords of which people are searching for, and that's what we're going to be discussing in this particular video. And in addition, a special offer for free, you can sit down with me on a Zoom call and we can take a look at your specific challenges that you have regarding your book to see if you're using the right keywords when it comes to getting it to sell. Just check out below in the description and you can join me on a free discovery call. So the thing is that Sarah, she writes books that are dealing on the subject of horses. And she was going through my book formatting course a while back. And as we were going through the formatting and trying to get the images properly placed and figuring exactly what was right for her, one suggestion that I had for her was to go onto Amazon and see what the best sellers were doing in the specific niche that she was targeting regarding horses. So that was our first step. And when we went on there, we tried to find the competitors' books and we simply were not able to find the books. And that was a really bad sign because she had hopped over the absolutely most important step when it comes to putting your book on the market. So the thing that she was overlooking, it was keywords. And so the first point of this particular video, it's that the absolute best use of time, it is to ensure that you're in a right market. That means a market where we can see this balance between a lot of people who are searching for your books, but not that many books available. So a lot of sales going on the one side and then few results. And this all comes back to keywords, because how else do you think that people are going to find your book than if they're not searching for it? And that was something she had not paid attention to. There was just an assumption that if she put the book onto the market, we would start to see these sales, but that is not true. You see, you have the ability, by the way, to do this whole searching game manually. And one of the ways you can do it is that you type in a key search word. Now, let's say in her books, I don't know, let's say if the horse, it was a particular type of horse, we could type that name of the horse into Amazon under the books section or the Kindle section. And then we would see which results are showing up on the page. Does that make sense? So you would see the results showing up, and then we would look and we would go through each of the top 100 results that we'd have. That means we have to go through 10 separate pages, and whenever you click on a link, you then have to decide, do you want to look at the Kindle version or the paperback? We would say, well, which one would your ideal reader be more likely to read? Then we'd focus on that one, let's say the Kindle version, and then once you've clicked that, we have to scroll down the page to the bottom and see what the basic sales rank is for that book. So out of all the books on Amazon, what's the sales rank? Then we would copy their title and subtitle into Excel. We'd put in that basic sales rank. We'd also look at things like the publishing date, the length of the book, the number of reviews. All of these pieces of data can be very helpful in figuring out whether or not these keywords are a good match for us. So when we're looking at a keyword, and we did that on the first book, so now we've used about 30 seconds, a minute or so on that very first book, and now we go to the second book on this particular one, and we continue this process 100 times, manually going through each and every search result that we find in Amazon in order to figure out what exactly is happening here. And then finally, we look at how many total search results we had, and we divide it by the number of the ones of the 100 we were looking at in the top 100,000. and that will give us a ratio, a number that will tell us the number of books to how many sales these people are making on a monthly basis. Usually with 100,000, that tells you they're making a sale a day, which is a really good target for your book. And so by looking at that, it gives you the ability to figure out if that keyword would be a good one. So in the horses, it was not a good keyword. The ones that she was targeting were terrible keywords for this particular type of book. That doesn't mean that nobody buys horse books, but for the keyword she was doing. Then we would repeat the process and go back manually looking up the next keyword. Now the thing is, we have a lot of keywords. I use Publisher Rocket in addition in order to help me mine additional keywords. I can use Google Trends to help me find some stuff. I think Ask the Public is a free website. Ubersuggest gives free suggestions. Moz, there's a whole bunch of different keyword tools that will show you what people are searching for. You can also type in horses on Amazon space and then see what comes up. It'll come up with suggestions, and that will also give us keywords. And we can look in these bestsellers and they give us keywords. But can you see the challenge that we'd be facing here? It's that each time we get a keyword, we have to go through 100 books, 100 search results. That's 10 pages of results, and then manually filling out an Excel spreadsheet, hundreds of hours of work in order to figure it out. Most authors give up at this point and say, I don't care, I'll just put my book on the market. I don't care if it sells or not. I just don't want to go through this process. And that's why the secret point of the day, the third point, it is that you don't have to go through this manually. And that is something I tell all of my clients. You should use KDSpy. You can find my affiliate link below in the description. If you find these videos helpful and you purchase through these links, I get a small percentage of the money, but you simply don't pay anything extra. And so that's an important point. And I would tell you also, if you're in the nonfiction thing, you should find products that you're using on a regular basis and see if they also have the affiliate side options available, because it's a way that we all help each other. I make sure that every purchase I make is through specific links in order to help the guides that I follow help them to do better and to be able to help more people. And so this is just a side note on this one here, that affiliate links, they help the producers of content and then also help you in the long run, because they motivate us to produce more content and help more people change more lives. There's lots of things that are available there. But anyway, you can find it below my affiliate link in the description, okay, for KDSpy. KDSpy is an amazing program. And the reason why is my number one pick. It's because of all of the programs that we have on the market. This one is super fast. It's super easy to use. And what we're going to do is we start with a keyword we think is a good match for our book. That is step number one. Step number two is, once we've identified this profitable keyword, we're going to put it into the tool. We're going to do the search on it, and it will immediately give us the ability just to pull up the first 100 results with the titles and the author names, the sales rank, the number of reviews, the published date. All of these things are immediate. The price, all of these things are available immediately. We can then sort by basic sales rank to see how many are in that top 100,000. And then we look at how many books we had as a search result, and that will give us an idea already if this is a good keyword for our book. And remember, the keyword in the title and subtitle is perhaps the most important place to put those keywords. You also will get 7 places for 7 keywords inside of the meta description when you're filling out the stuff for the book itself. Those are the only ones that are indexed. You can also sprinkle them inside of your author's bio and in the book description. Now, those are not indexed by Amazon, so they're not going to come up in the search results, but I would still do it and boldface them, because the people who are searching for these keywords, they're not spending a lot of time reading through all of your text. No, they're not doing that. What they're doing is they're looking for things that stand out. And so we want those keywords naturally would then pop out on the page, telling this person that this book is a good match for the keyword that they were just searching on. So this is probably the most important thing. In fact, nobody's even going to see your thumbnail for your cover, which is the second most important thing when it comes to your book. If your book doesn't show up at all, why would your book show up? Because you're using the correct keywords. That's how people find stuff on Google or anywhere else. They don't find your blog or your website because you have an amazing website. They find it because they're searching for something on a search engine, and it pulls them in, or somebody else is referring them to your particular site or your particular books, which is also another way. That's what the content marketing is about, trying to drive traffic into our books, even if they don't find it by searching. And the final one is running ads, and the ads are also able to use the keywords. Now, one of my clients specifically asked the question and said, well, look, I've got this big list of keywords. what should I do with that list now? And the answer is we're going to use it in all of our future books. We keep track of those profitable keywords, and we're just going to make sure we sprinkle them in the different books. The title, the subtitle, because somebody does a search, we want our books to show up on page 1 of Amazon, maybe Google too, but at least page 1 of Amazon. And then at that point, when they click on the author's name, they're going to see all of our other books. We don't care which way they come into the ecosystem of our books. We just want to make sure that those people, those hungry readers, are going to find our books, and we're targeting markets where there actually is a market, unlike the one that we were looking at with the horses, where in this one there simply wasn't a market, at least for the keywords that she was targeting. And that is a huge mistake that's made. And as I said, it's the absolute #1 way. And why exactly would you manually, and I want you to think about this with KDSpy, is it is an incredibly cheap piece of software. If you look below in the description and click on that link, you will see just how cheap this thing is. And it's a one-time pay, and then you have it forever. I've been using it for years for the 200 plus books that I've put on the market. This is exactly the tool we use, my team uses, to make sure that we're putting books that are going to win when they hit the market and not lose like so many of the other garbage that's put out there, or even really high quality books that ignore the keywords that are necessary to make it easy for your future customers to find your book and to start consuming and coming down that journey. And you'll see a pattern that we discuss in all of these videos. It's helping people find the multiple ways to discover your book and not relying on one thing, like calling your friends and family and telling them to buy the book. That's not going to result in long-term sales. It's going to be a combination between organic searches and stuff, because your book is optimized to be found on Amazon using KDSpy. In order to do that, content marketing, where we got lots of content that's pushing people in. That's what many people have been through my content marketing made easy for authors, for self-publishers. That course is exactly designed to show you how to drive that traffic, to get traffic that way, which also will be organic. It's the long game. So we have our ads, we have we have the search engine, and then we're just doing friends and family and doing call outs. But that sort of sometimes can fit within the content marketing as well, and using some real Jedi Knight strategies that we talk about in the group coaching. So there's just a lot of ways to crack the code on this, and we don't need for all of them to work. We need for all of them to work a little bit, and some of them could work exceptionally well, and we don't know what's going to happen to your book until you actually get started. But you'll notice I've spent a lot of time talking about where I'm spending my personal money, very little money, on KDSpy in order to get this powerful tool. But one of the things, that's one of the reasons I created a video, everything I spend money on for my best-selling book, that you will find inside of the next video here, and I will see you over there.